The next type of climb we will look at is called the best rate of climb, or Vy. This climb gives the climb performance that results in the greatest height in the minimum time. So Vx gives the best climb in the least forward distance. And Vy gives the best climb in the minimum time. Vy is a more common climb. It is quicker over the ground, so you get to your destination sooner. It is also a faster speed. So it will be better for cooling the engine. Vx was derived by finding the speed where the maximum excess thrust is available. Vy is found by this equation. If you look up the definition for power, and you should look up in a dictionary, and understand all of the words we are using in aviation, you will see that it is equal to force times the distance. That means that the power something is outputting is equal to how much force it is exerting over a given distance. So a car's power is how much push, or force, it has, times the distance it pushes over. In an airplane, the force is actually the amount of thrust we have. We know that thrust is the pushing force. So we can replace force with thrust. And distance divided by time is equal to an airspeed. Airspeed is simply the amount of distance we travel in a given time. For example, 120 knots or airspeed means we travel 120 nautical miles per hour. That's all. Now that we know our power is just the thrust times airspeed, we can see something else. We can see that power available is the thrust available times the airspeed. And then the power required is the thrust required times the airspeed. So Vy is determined by where the maximum excess power is available. Vx, maximum thrust available. Vy, maximum power available. Just to add some more data to this graph. Thrust available started high, and slowly went down. Thrust is at its maximum, when the airplane is not moving. This is because the engine is at full output and the backwards pushing force is at its maximum. Once the airplane gets fast enough, the pushing force from the engine and propeller is not enough to push the airplane any faster. It's already pushing it through the air. And it's at maximum output, so it has no more thrust, or force, to give. Power, on the other hand, is force times airspeed. So at zero airspeed there is little power. This is on the left side of the graph. As airspeed increases, so does the power, until the point when it is unable to produce as much force for the higher airspeed. That's where the red line starts to drop.